Aaron, thanks very much. We begin the way Anderson does every night, keeping them honest, not choosing sides or playing political favorites. There's plenty of that on the other cable news channels. We're interested in facts. They do exist, and our goal is to show them to you honestly. So tonight, the facts about taxes that a majority of Americans established on Election Day and an even bigger majority endorsed in recent polling. The nation's leading conservative paper is on board, and most recently, so is a leading Republican lawmaker. They now agree with the president who wants to let taxes go up on income more than $250,000 a year. If Mr. Obama and the Democrats get their way, doing a deal to raise just those rates would avoid the fiscal cliff where all Bush-era tax cuts and on all tax brackets expire at the end of the year. That scenario, the election, popular opinion, and more certainly give President Obama a lot of clout right now. And now you can agree or disagree with the president's policy. That's for you to decide. Republican Congressman Tom Cole of Oklahoma happens to disagree strongly. At the same time, though, he recognizes the political reality that all tax cuts will expire on January 1st, and no one wants to raise taxes on what would amount to 98% of all taxpayers.
In my view, we all agree that we're not going to raise taxes on people that make less than $250,000. We should just take them out of this discussion right now. Continue to fight against any rate increases. Continue to try to work honestly for a much bigger deal.
Congressman Cole, who joins us shortly, is a rock-ribbed conservative, a former chairman of the National Republican Congressional Committee. And he's no longer a lone voice in the wilderness. The staunchly conservative editorial page of the Wall Street Journal is on board as well. And I'm quoting now. The fact is that Republicans face a new political reality on taxes. President Obama's re-election means that taxes for upper-income earners are going up one way or another. The question is how Republicans should handle this reality. Congressman Cole, as you heard, and a number of other conservatives, they believe they should give this one to the president, not because they want to, but because they have to. Republican leaders, though, they disagree.
I told Tom earlier in our conference meeting that I disagreed with him. It'll hurt small businesses. It'll hurt our economy. It's why this is not the right approach.
Now, you can agree or disagree with that position. However, keeping them honest, House Speaker John Boehner and other top Republicans have been trying to justify it, in part by playing down the fact that President Obama and Democrats got a significant boost from voters.
In politics, there is always a temptation among those who win office to think that they have a mandate to do what they will.
I don't think so, because they also reelected the House Republicans. So whether people intended or not, we've got divided government.
The American people have also made clear that there's no mandate for raising tax rates.
Keeping them honest, President Obama campaigned and won on letting taxes go up for the top earners. So his victory throws a little cold water on that claim. Democrats gained seats in the Senate and the House, and recent CNN ORC polling shows that more than 2 in 3 people support tax hikes for the wealthy. It's a reality Republicans will be grappling with from now until New Year's Day. Joining us now, Congressman Tom Cole of Oklahoma. He's a Republican. Congressman, thanks very much for joining us.
Well, thank you.
Your proposal that Republican lawmakers should agree with Democrats, extend the tax breaks for those making $250,000 a year or less before the end of the year, deal with these tax rates for the wealthiest later. That's an idea that a lot of Republicans are resisting. What's been the reaction? What kind of pushback are you getting?
Oh, I think the reaction is mixed. Some support it, some don't. Some have more questions about it. But look, I think the issue is really pretty simple. I don't believe in raising tax rates on anybody. I think it's bad for the economy, bad for job creation. Ultimately, by slowing down growth, cuts revenue. And I think the president needs to come to the table with real spending restraint and real, frankly, entitlement reform. Having said that, if we agree that taxes shouldn't go up on 98% of the people, shouldn't we take that now and get that set aside, make sure that they know their taxes aren't going up? I think they'll actually listen to us and we'll win the argument on the other areas. But, you know, putting people at risk when we agree their taxes shouldn't go up is something, in my opinion, we shouldn't do.
Speaker Boehner earlier today told House Republicans they need to stick to their position that tax rates should remain frozen. Tax rates. I guess they believe, and a lot of Republicans say, that if you do what you're suggesting, you'll lose a lot of leverage as far as entitlement cuts or other spending cuts are concerned. How do you respond to that?
Well, I respect that point of view. I don't agree with it. Frankly, I don't think you ever use the American people as a hostage in a negotiating type situation. And I think at the end, this is really the leverage for the Democrats, not the Republicans in this. Again, my advice was given privately at a whip meeting. I was asked what I thought, asked again a couple of weeks later. My position hasn't changed. Somebody leaked it. So, again, I'm happy to talk about it because that's just my point of view. At the end of the day, the Speaker's going to negotiate this deal with the President. It'll be a tough deal. He'll come back and ask for support. I've supported him every time he's asked us to make a tough vote. I'm sure I'll do that again. And I have a lot of confidence in him as a negotiator. But, again, when I'm asked my opinion as to what we should do with 98% of the American people, I would say let's protect them and continue the fight.
Is this an idea you're totally committed to and you're ready to fight for it in spite of this pushback you're getting from members or your own party, including Grover Norquist, who always puts forward that no new tax pledge?
I admire Grover Norquist. I think he's done a lot of good. I signed that pledge. I'm honored to do it. I don't think in this case we would be breaking it by making what are temporary tax cuts permanent. I think we'd be doing the right thing. I want to make all of them permanent, quite frankly. So this is really a debate about political tactics. It's not a difference over political theology. In the end, all Republicans want to make sure that we don't increase taxes. That's where we differ with the Democrats. But if there's a place we can, again, get 80% of the Bush tax cuts for 98% of the American people made permanent, I think we should do that. Then I think we should continue the fight for the rest.
I spoke to Grover Norquist yesterday. He opposes anything along the lines of allowing a debate to go forward next year over the 2%, the 3%, the richest Americans, those making $250,000 a year. He wants it all part of the same package. You obviously disagree with him.
Well, look, Grover Norquist is my friend, and we talk, political strategy and politics all the time. This is my position. It was given in private when it was asked. It was leaked by somebody. Again, that's fine. I'm not going to say one thing to you that's different than I would say, to my own constituents in Moore, Oklahoma. This is what I tell them. If they said, Congressman, what do you think we ought to do? But, I'm one voice. I'm not king of the universe, and I support the Speaker. I recognize he's a Speaker. I support my conference. They're trying to do the right thing. I think, in this case, the Democrats and the President are trying to use the tax issue. Instead, they ought to be coming to the table with real spending cuts, real entitlement reform, and real compromise proposals. So far, they haven't done it.
Congressman Tom Cole, thanks very much for joining us.
Wolf, thank you.
Joining us now, Republican Senator Rand Paul.